It is 1957 and the Cold War is well underway, with the United States and the Soviet Union continuing to challenge each other with greater nuclear weapons. A new topic is brought to the table, and that is the race to space. The space race begins with the Soviets' first ever satellite, Sputnik.
CBS Television presents a special report on Sputnik 1, the Soviet space satellite. Douglas Edwards reporting.
As the shiny dot flew above, the United States grew more and more concerned that they were now behind Soviet military technology.
Released by the Soviets of the satellite, and this is a track of what you will see in the lower half of your television screen. So be sure that you watch very, very carefully.
Within a year, the United States is able to produce their very first satellite.
At Cape Canaveral, Florida.
But the USSR continues further, achieving the first animal in space, first man to walk in space, and first woman in space. In order to catch up to the Soviets and win the space race, the Americans had to be the first to put a man on the moon.
To achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space.
And on July 20th, 1969, America did just that. Presenting to you an expert on this topic, here is my grandfather, Kenneth Carpenter. He was born in Philadelphia in a section of the city known as Richmond. His mother was a housewife and his father was a foreman with Breyers Ice Cream Company. In 1962, my grandfather was in the Air Force Reserves and his wing was activated due to the Cuban Missile Crisis. While at home, their first child, Ken Jr., was born. When asked what was his reaction to the Soviet Union's first man to walk in space, he replied, remembering how he felt very sad because the United States didn't even appear to have any plans in that direction yet. The day Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, he said, was great. He was with his family and actually watched a broadcast of the first moonwalk. It was July 16, 1969, he was 30, and he can even remember waking up his oldest child, Ken Jr., and sitting him on the sofa in front of the TV to watch the momentous occasion. He wanted him to be able to say later in life that he was there when it happened. When I asked him if he had any doubts about the United States getting a man on the moon, he replied with a question. Doubts? No, I never underestimated the United States' capabilities. I was just very uncertain if we would be the first to actually do it, due to the Soviets' head start. At this moment, he was thrilled and proud to be an American. Our country had accomplished something no other country had, and everyone he knew was equally proud. My grandfather admired Neil Armstrong, and saw he was a very good example of what we are here in the U.S. From what he could see in newspapers and other media, Neil Armstrong was a very humble person. He even remembers listening to the famous words,
"It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
My grandpa had said that those famous words did not only just speak to the accomplishment, but also to the opportunity that was now open and available to mankind. He is very amazed with the technology today, but he wishes that we didn't have as many conflicts in the world and all nations could focus on improving worlds both here and in outer space. Not only did this project help me learn more about my grandpa, but also about this historic event that will never be forgotten.